What's up, Dino? Hi. Good to see you, buddy. Hey. Hi. So, the turnout so far. This guy's holding my sign, the Citizen Review Board sign. Definitely talk to these news guys. They'll probably give you some little airtime if you wanted. So, yeah, my first thought was, oh boy, he's trouble. But no, he's all right. Anybody spot that?
We'll be right here.
Here to join us all?
Yes.
Got a crowd, all right. Welcome.
I know. Can I just put this on the wall? Yes, I can.
Always film the police. I got a camcorder right next to me pointed at him, so I'll let you see him once in a while. Did you see that shirt on that guy? That's USA Patriot Police Constitutional Law Enforcement. He's investigating my arrest by Mesa Police Department for its constitutional violations. Interesting, knowledgeable guy. Yeah. Do you want to say hi?
No, no.
All right. I only got like two people, four people on here. Another camera over here pointed across the street. A minute ago, we had about 4 people at the protest and 9 law enforcement across the street.
Well, they don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
You know, Maricopa County is hot.
It seems like people just don't get upset enough. I mean, you get 15, 20 people. There should be hundreds of people here with this kind of stuff. Like that town hall meeting. It was not a good turnout, all things considered.
Well, you know what? How much notice did when did you get the fire?
That day, I guess. Earlier that day. It was the last minute thing.
There's not enough. No, there was enough on the news to say something about what's happened.
Right. No, that's not East Valley with me. This must be our victim. Who's that? Oh, okay. Yeah, make sure you introduce me. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Still have 9 cops across the street.
We're not alone with Ed Brown. We also have the mother of Dalvin Hollins, who was shot in the back and killed by Tempe police 2 years ago. To make first demand, which is the immediate firing of Officer Kenneth Silva by the Phoenix Police Department. The immediate firing. Y'all can say it if you like what I'm saying. It's important for us to make that demand because as we speak tonight, Officer Sylvia is on duty. He's paid, he's armed, he's dangerous, he's deadly, and he's in our community, right?
Yes.
Immediately. It's not enough for him to just simply be placed on paid administrative leave. And we understand that that's what City Hall has planned with respect to his future employment. We're not going to be bullied by the police union. We're not going to be bullied by any particular member of the city council. So to Sal, the CCO, and Jim Waring and others that may have staunch support for the police, this is a serious incident. This man was shot in the back. He was unarmed, and our entire community, Newsweek, others have picked up on the story. The country is learning about the fact that he has bullets still in his body and holes in the back of his body from this for shooting him without just cause and attempting to detain him and disenfranchise him, and ultimately leaving him paralyzed and unable to enjoy the fullness of life. His counsel's here, of course, you know, former Attorney General Tom Horn and Sandy Slayton. Tom, I don't know if you want to have some words.
Sure. Well, I'll give you the essence of the case in 20 words or less. The police allege that Edward went after the gun of the police officer. If he had done that, they would have shot him in the front. But they didn't. They shot him in the back. So from that, we know that it's not true that he went after the gun. That's the essence of the case.
I would just like to say I'm here because, yes, I feel passionately about our client, Mr. Brown, and this wonderful mother here and that lost her son. But I'm here because we are the face of a whole nation of these circumstances, and it's time to really work for national justice.
And that's really what we're calling for out here tonight is justice and the immediate firing of Officer Sylvia. There just really isn't any excuse why an officer is on duty, armed and loose in our community when there's so much evidence that points to them engaging in an act of racial profiling and an act of physical violence that's left the man paralyzed. I mean, the evidence is before you. Edward is the evidence, and we're just grateful to God that he isn't dead and he's alive to be able to tell in time the story that happened to him and what occurred. And so we will be gathering people together. Catherine can speak to that, to begin a campaign of coordinated, nonviolent, but coordinated arrests at protests to come in this next week. Sarah certainly has been present there in Tempe when we had a number of arrests crossing the Mill Avenue Bridge in the case of her son, Dalvin Hollins. I went there, I lost a very nice pair of shoes during that arrest. But I've got more, and so we're ready. And I think this week we will be staging right here at City Hall, right here at these crossroads, arrests or whatever we have to do to raise the profile of this case and make sure that the country understands that we won't stand for our black men or any man or woman being shot in the back by police and being racially profiled. This is a terrible epidemic. As you all know, Phoenix is the #1 city for police killing, ahead of New York, ahead of Chicago, by leaps and bounds. 9 people have been shot and killed or wounded, seriously wounded by police in the city of Chicago. In the city of Chicago, 9 people. And here we are in Maricopa County with 70 people, the 58th person to be shot and seriously injured. He died on the way to the hospital. The paramedics had to revive him. So, you know, it's a combination of not only of being permanently paralyzed, but of also having that very near-death experience in the ambulance. This is the 58th soul, black, brown, and poor white, that has been the victim of police violence in our community. And we're simply not going to stand for it anymore, right?
Right.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Right?
Right.
Right?
Right.
All right.
Right.
I thought so.
Is everybody have sleep?
a lot of
No, I'm not letting him speak.
You won't take any comments on that if you wanted to.
Well, I just want to say that we do not ever want the city of Phoenix to think that we tolerate them shooting people in the back. This is something that should not happen, and it's usually not practiced. It's something to say when they can justify doing that too. So, like I was talking to some of the people here earlier, we definitely have to put together some campaigns so that we can bring awareness to what's going on right here in Phoenix. We cannot keep losing our man. Thank God this man survived. Like one of the issues that I'm going to focus on is going to be banning this hollow point bullet. There are just too many reasons why it's justified to use. They don't even use those bullets on animals. They shoot animals with buckshots. Okay, so this bullet is not created to just stop. It's created to kill. And we have a man whose life was saved here. Thank God he's living to tell the story. We have to push for this because in our lifetime, we don't want to keep seeing this going on. We have children to live for. And you see the mothers are here too. A lot of us are mothers, and a lot of us are really, really scared of losing our children. So
you guys are going to do some more stuff this week.
we have to. We got to keep the pressure on Phoenix.
And
They putting pressure on the community.
I
We
would
have
like
keep
to.
pressure on them.
I would like to add that in light of what we experienced tonight and earlier tonight, we're not going to be deterred by any threats. This is not just about one particular individual person. There's a lot of people, I think, that would step up to lead in those circumstances. So we're not going to be intimidated or threatened about coming out and participating, young people, old people. And I think it's important to emphasize that. And I did want to give some time today for Sarah Coleman to speak. She is the mother, again, of Dalvin Hollins, who was killed by Tempe police 2 years ago. And I look forward to her being joined by Frances Garrett, the mother of Michelle Cusseau, and members of the family of Romaine Brisbane this week as we engage in some coordinated acts of civil disobedience. Sarah?
Still waiting for answers. That's all, I miss my son. Every day. Not just that. 2 police brutality. My cousin lost her 9-year-old son, Sun City, burnt him alive. Our 2 firstborn child.
Univision's not here anymore. Windows not here.
I just want to let that officer know, the one that killed my son, you're wrong. You're wrong. You should not did that. It still hurts me. It still hurts our family. I try to stay strong because my son wants me to stay strong. I'm here today because this got to stop. We have all these other kids. There's still more kids out here. These are our future. These are our future. And they're leaving before us. That's not right. Something got to stop. I'm here every single day when I see it all the time. I'm seeing this all the time. Something needs to stop. We all believe the same. But I will never see my son again. I will never see him again.
And we want to encourage the media to make all proper requests of the city as far as personnel files go and the background of not only Officer Sylvia, but also Officer Wake, who was involved in the case of Edward Brown. As you know, the city has a wealth of information, and there's been some resistance, some measurable resistance to the city releasing that to the public and to the media. And those aren't the words of Reverend Maupin or anybody that's out here tonight. That's the words of the press themselves. So we want you to certainly continue pushing for information from the city because they are hostile to these families and hostile to this community with respect to releasing information that would help form some serious public opinion, as in the firing of this particular officer.
Sarah's still waiting after 2 years for body cam footage, right?
After 2 years, she's waiting for body camera footage, and we know that that officer was on prescription drugs. We know a lot about that officer. We know that he shouldn't have been at that particular call. You know, in the case of Edward, we will never know, because of the contract that Phoenix Police have, whether or not that officer was on steroids, whether or not he was abusing any serious or illegal drugs or prescription drugs. And that's something that we're battling with in this case. They went to great lengths to try to make Edward out to be a drug dealer, a drug pusher, or a drug user. And that clearly is not what he is. He had his medical marijuana card. When they stopped him, they didn't pay attention to that. And I think character assassination is one of the tactics that this department's using and that the city's using to smear the reputations or the profile of the people that they victimize and abuse. So we need the media to push harder than ever to make sure that we get factual information on the backgrounds of these officers.
I would just add one more thing. To me, we need not only the media, but we need every person in the community. Mr. Brown is all of us. Mr. Brown is all of us. And until every single person, every lawyer, every teacher, every nurse, every person that works in any kind of a job steps out and says, no, this is wrong, it's not going to stop.
Can I get your name? I'm sorry.
Sandra Slade.
We'll take any questions if there are any.
Have that answered?
All right. Thank you.
Let us know of the stuff going on later this week.
You definitely will. Thank you. What's going on your thing with you guys?
I'm trying to live stream. I'm pretty new at that. It's turning out pretty shitty, actually. It might even be a little frozen, but it should be plenty cold for
I'll try to listen to you. What's going on?
That guy got shot by Phoenix Police in the spine, and he's paralyzed for life. He got shot in the back while he was apparently running away or something, trying to get away. And that's no reason to paralyze a guy.
The things that they're asking for have to do with civil liberty. It has to do with there's no civilian oversight in this process. It starts with actually organizing and creating or filing a complaint with the sheriff. The sheriff is the only law enforcement.
The head honcho.
Right.
Runs the show.
He's the only law.
Calls all the shots.
No. He's the only one that has the jurisdiction, the law. Everyone else is dealing with ordinances, statutes, and codes. They're dealing with commerce. They're dealing with equity. They're not dealing. The civil side is about financial compensation for damage and injury. Criminal law is where people are held for crimes committed, and felonies and for violations of the Constitution are criminal. They're not civil. So these guys are kind of like battling in the wrong direction with this.
Still pretty valid though?
Well, I mentioned it to them, and they agree. But it's like I called them on something, and they really didn't want to talk about it.
I understand if he's trying to get some compensation.
Right, but if they're looking for justice, it's not just different. Yeah, this is a payday.
Are they looking for a payday or are they looking for exactly?
Now, I believe that Mr. Brown is entitled to any compensation.
It's not going to change anything. It's just based on comments and the contract.
And just the presence of Black Lives Matter, the presence of any organization that positions himself around a racially driven issue is only going to bring it to the level of civil rights. And civil rights does not make the changes necessary. It doesn't, and in other words, it can call for this man being fired, but and they can ask the city to go ahead and financially compensate. But where is the remedy?
What's to stop him from doing it again?
Remedy is what the courts are for.
They're supposed to be.
That's because people are still thinking in a way that has to do with finances. Okay, they've always, when you talk about people who go litigious, these are people who are suing just for compensation, slip and fall type of terms that people try to generate in order to make their lives easier. And they create a situation. Something like this is then moved out of the criminal investigation and moved into the civil. Out of the criminal into the civil. So then it becomes a matter of payoff, an agreement, a contract, an amity. It's not about justice at all. And I tried to talk to people and they already know. This is civil action, but first of all, an individual cannot go against corporations, municipalities, corporations. I mean, their status is different in that they're given legislative permission to create ordinances or rules in which they have the right to enforce. But they're still a corporation, and their policies, just like just trying to ask McDonald's to change their policies. Being voted on by them or the stakeholders. Now, what they refer to, most people, even with the Christian Coalition, the African American Christian Coalition, Christian Clergy Coalition, even they refer to people who are opposing these matters as Robert Johnson. This is that they're stakeholders. Community stakeholders. So they understand.
I think that's the end of it.
Okay. All right.
My place, the one last smoke on you?
Yeah.
Thanks.
And by the way,